Hey, happy Monday, everybody. It's Move Around Monday.
Good morning.
Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Doula herself. We live, y'all. Happy Money Making Monday it is. Happy Move Around Monday it is. Hey.
Move around, y'all. Move around. Happy Monday. Welcome to the beginning of the week. New opportunities, new grace, new mercy. I have to remind you that this ain't church, though, because you know I love Jesus, but I cuss a little bit. But good morning. I'm glad you're here. We missed y'all last week. What's up, Miss Jazzy?
Listen, I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I mean, we ain't really got enough time for me to tell you what all I had going on for the weekend, but the fact that we still here and we yet remain, God has given us another opportunity at life. And so for that, I am forever grateful. I'm like, I woke up this morning like, bless the name of the Most High for allowing me to see a new mercy and a new grace, just a whole new outlook on life. So for those of you that are watching, y'all come on and chime in. Let us know what's going on. Happy Money Making Monday. Happy Move Around Monday. Happy Miraculous Monday. Listen, whatever you need this Monday to be. One thing for sure is the fact that you showed up for yourself to be a part of today's episode of us going live with you today. It's some amazing content that I know we're going to share. We got some phenomenal featured ladies of this hour, and I promise you, you don't want to miss it. You, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss it.
You do not. I am so excited. First of all, I want to thank everybody that prayed for me last week. Some of y'all did not know that I overcame COVID last week. COVID hit my house, and so I'm grateful. I was pressing through those last couple of days, and we went live Monday and Tuesday, I think, and we go all the way through Wednesday. I don't know if we did Wednesday, but I was trying to press through, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take the rest of the week and just recover and get my strength back." So thank you all who prayed me through that. I thank you for that. Thank y'all for tuning back in with us on this morning. What's up, Miss Deidre? Look, it's roll call time, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. You need to tell us your name, city, and state you're tuning in from. And listen, some of your pages are private, so we can't always see your name, and we love to shout you out and tell you how much we love you and thank you for your support. So give us your name, city, and state that you were tuning in from. You do not want to miss who we got on here today. You know we always gonna bring you something that you can use, some news you can use, some information you can use, and Move Around Mondays, you know what it's about. We put you on game, we put you on point. We're gonna give you some things you could do today to make your tomorrow better. We're going to do some things, give you some stuff you can do today, right now, today. And if y'all was on here last week, y'all know we had Javertis Burnett on here. We had J. Anders Smith, that author, that amazing author. I hope y'all went and bought his book from JAndersInspires.com. Remind y'all of that if you haven't. And y'all remember, look, Mr. Javertis Burnett gave us a call to action last time he was on here to get with our families and check in with them. And you did that, Steph. I want you to.
I did. Listen, I'm so forever grateful just for the idea that from last week's show when JB suggested how, they family get together via Zoom and, they chop it up and see how everybody's doing, seeing how they can invest and, all the rest. And I can say I put that strategy in motion, in action. In my family, we had our very first virtual meetup on yesterday. I was super excited just to see them tap in. A couple of them never tapped into Zoom before, including my mom. So the fact that experience for them is that we did that as a family. And we talked about health. We talked about generational wealth. We talked about, is everybody good? Anybody need something, So it was a blessing. And that came from last Monday's show. Just as today, I'm sure we can probably drop some bombs and nuggets as well. And I know, Dee, you're going to plan to do the same for your family. So listen, if you didn't get last week's session, you got to go back and check it out. You can rewind. You can go to our page. So if you've not yet subscribed or liked to Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Doula Live, hit us up on Facebook as well as YouTube. We're bringing all the hottest, sizzling hot topics. You don't want to miss it, I promise you. So, I mean, if you're ready, I'm ready. We can go ahead and jump right in and bring around our first featured speaker of the hour, Miss Victoria Wharton, because again, this is a young lady that's reached out about being a part of the show. She is the boss culture coach as well as Mess to Fresh. She owns her very own cleaning service here in the upstate, looking absolutely melanin queen. Good morning, gorgeous. as we
Good
welcome.
morning. Good morning to you
And so,
both.
listen, we're gonna move around a little bit this Monday, and I definitely want to just give you an opportunity to address the people and let them know who you are, what you do, and most importantly, how can they get in contact with you.
Okay, wonderful. I am Victoria Wharton. I am the owner of the Boss Culture Network, where we focus on building businesses, brands, bosses. We help new entrepreneurs build healthy six-figure businesses. We have what you call a no-skip zone process. We know sometimes people just don't know what they're doing and they're just jumping in bed with anybody and everything. But we want to make sure that you're not catching fleas in your business.
I love it.
So, and to actually reach us, you can actually reach us at thelabtrain.com. All of our handles are at my boss culture.
Now, when
That,
I think about boss culture, because basically everybody nowadays want to boss up, right? And they trying to level up as it relates. I know you have several many mentees all across the globe. Let's just call it what it is. But
mhm.
the fact that you are pouring these business fundamentals into individuals, like what is your most commonly sought after question, I could say, for those that may be watching?
Many of them want to know how to start.
Mm.
If I may say, some people just want to start and think they just apply for an EIN and now they have a business, but that's not correct. There's a lot of people out here teaching incorrect things. One thing I will tell anybody to do is to research what you're getting into. Oftentimes, even if it's just a hobby, there's certain structure behind a business versus a hobby. A hobby is something that you just do. You have a love for it. But some people want to take those hobbies and turn it into a money-making situation. So in order to do that, you have to go on the back end and learn the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because the craft part of it. Yeah. So, yeah.
So we're talking. This is Move Around Mondays and Prosperity Do. I'm gonna let you jump in here too, because I know ideally we want to give the three things, the three tips of what people could use that they could use to apply to their lives immediately today. Prosperity Do, what's your thought right now? We're talking with the Boss Culture Network, honey.
Listen, first of all, I'm loving your style, loving that hair, natural, just
Thank
looking
you.
beautiful and glorious. I'm loving all the melanin on the screen on this morning. So welcome to Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Doula Live. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence this morning. I would say this, as someone who is getting started, and if you're talking to somebody right now who's saying, you know what, I want to do something, I have an idea, but I don't really know how to make the transition from an idea or a hobby to a business. I heard you say, people just want to get an EIN and they think they're in business, and that's not enough. And that's certainly one of the steps, but it's like one of many steps. So if somebody has a concept or a hobby or a passion, what would you say might be the first steps that they should take to go ahead and start manifesting an actual business out of that concept, that idea, or that hobby or that passion? Absolutely. So the first thing I'll talk about is positioning your mind, because you have to be clear about what you're doing and the fact of what you're about to step into. You have to know that, okay, I'm going into business. This is what I want to do. This is not just what somebody told me, because business is a whole nother different step. So once you've made up your mind and position your mind for that, it takes also to repositioning your circle, repositioning what you're listening to, repositioning just your daily habits, because as business owners, we already know it's a whole lot more than just the 8-hour workday. You're coming home, the vision is stirring up so much in you. You're up at 5 a.m. in the morning. You got to be willing to get up at those times and write down exactly what God has given you. And that brings me to my next thing, not just with the researching of what you're actually stepping into, but know this: write your vision and make it plain. Okay. So when we go to Habakkuk 2 and 3, when it talks about write your vision and make it plain, we just usually just stop right there. But we're not just trying to stop right there, because the other part of the scripture says that he that readeth may run with it. So we got to realize oftentimes our vision is not just for us. Whoever reads it can run with it. It makes me think about the blueprint, a blueprint. The person that actually strategically draws out the actual blueprint
that blueprint is not just going to stay right there. It's got to go to a team of people that can help get the job done. And everybody has their particular positions as to what they do to help get this project completed. Learn to delegate. We can't do everything. You might often start out like that in business, but you have to learn how to connect with people. Networking events are extremely important. Network with people that don't mind helping you get the job done and helping your vision come into its fullness. And don't skip steps. Don't skip steps. And stop acting like you got time. If we haven't learned anything within COVID, we can sit here on dreams. We can sit here on everything. Because I know God done told me to do this. I know I'm supposed to be doing this, but you still wasting time. You've had a notebook for 15 years.
Help the people, help them.
And you're not doing anything with it. You know you're supposed to be doing so many other things, but you're not moving. If you just standing still, that vision is not moving. So the main thing is to make sure you understand time is something that you cannot get back. I always tell clients, if God gave you a vision in 2019 and he told you to work it in 2019, somebody tell you that God will open the door for that to come back around, you'll never see another 2019 again. So you have to learn to operate within the time that God has given you, because that opportunity may not come back around.
Ooh, don't miss the window.
Now, look, that opportunity may not come back around because, you know, today is a present. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're here right now today, you got to make it happen. So for people that are watching and they may want to connect with you as the Boss Culture Network, how can they reach out to you?
Okay, you can actually reach me. My 800 number is 888-484-2677, which is 888-484-BOSS. 888-484-BOSS. Or you can go to my website, which is thelabtrain.com.
Okay. And now you also have a cleaning business here in the upstate. And baby, you might need to come and let me be on your team. If you see how I went through this hoarder house over the past few days and turned this thing around, Handy, you might say hired.
Okay.
But tell me about Mess to Fresh.
Okay, Mess to Fresh is kind of a testimony for me. It started out just the thought of, honestly, me trying to push somebody else into the cleaning business. And then I realized that it was really for me. And I started out in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I was cleaning for women with cancer. That was a passion that I had, but I kind of stepped away after clients start passing away. Because I'm very personable with my clients. But later on, you know, I've had the opportunity to travel so many different places, Philadelphia, Michigan, Texas, so many other different places with my business. But we focus on building commercial properties right now. We were doing the actual residential. We kind of stepped back due to COVID with that because it kind of came a little dangerous with people being sick, you know, and not want to tell you that they're sick when you come into the house. So, but yeah, we're focusing on construction cleaning. We're actually live in 4 different states right now.
Wow.
So,
awesome. All right. Well, way to move around on this Monday, honey. But we appreciate it. And look, the way you got that hair, though, you gonna mess around, make me cut all my hair off, fooling with
it's
you.
okay. You can join the club.
But listen, it's always a pleasure to chop it up with you. Don't go anywhere.
Yes,
Stick around. We want to bring you back around as we're going to chop it up before we end today's show. But can y'all show some love for our first featured guest of the hour, Miss Victoria Wharton? Again, for those of you that are chimed in right now, you're tuned in to Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Doula. We are live on this Move Around Monday, and we're just here to drop a couple tips for you that you can use and apply to your life that can literally impact and affect change immediately. And these are some things you can do right now, today. So what's going on? What's up? What we got going on next? Prosperity doula.
Listen, this next guest, first of all, let me just say, I just love Miss Victoria Wharton. This is my first time meeting her on the show today. And didn't she drop some gems, y'all? Y'all go ahead and put some heart and show her some love this morning, because she dropped some gems. She said something significant. When we bring her back around, I done put a little note to tackle that and bring that back up, because that's important. So, but I'm not going to say it right now, because I don't want us to get off track. But I'm going to bring it back when we bring her back. So anyhow, listen, this next woman is so powerful. I consider her a sister of mine. She has coached me personally in some things. I'll post something online at like 11 o'clock at night, and she'll jump in my box and say, "That's a whole book you just posted. You need to get the book written, write the book." And I'm like, "Yes, you're right. And so she has blasted me a couple times right on time, right when I needed a word or needed the Holy Ghost to snatch me by my throat. And so I appreciate this woman right here, Miss Tracie J, the Build-Her-Ologist herself. Welcome to
the Tracie J. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the live, beautiful. We appreciate you being here, honey. Looking all jazzy fight with that pink on. I love them jazzy earrings now.
Yes.
You have to level up when you're amongst queendom shit.
Listen, it's about that time, because at the end of the day, listen, we came to really show love to the audience of the platform and what we're continuing to build each and every day through Move Around Mondays. Weekly, we are dropping information, those 3 tips of things that people could use. And I mean, if anybody got some boss tips, we know you being a serialpreneur as well. What you got for the people today? What you got for the people?
Cereal, okay? It is not for the weak, okay? It's not for the faint of heart. I've gotten to the point that I almost cringe when I hear people come, and when I get new clients that say, "Hey, I want to go in business. I know that God has called me to this, or God has called me to that." Honey, I start cringing, because I had to get it out the mud. And I know firsthand from the mistakes that I've made, just because I didn't know any better, although they were purposed mistakes, right? The failures that I've made, although they were also purpose failures, I just know that it is not for the weak. And it is not for the faint at heart. And I think now, honestly, guys, this is sidebar. The look of it is so good. You know what I'm saying? I put up a post the other day talking about these cute little decks that all these bosses got, these cute furry and pink and purple and neutral desks. And it's like, y'all can't be doing business for real. Like, you can't be. But it's not for the weak. So you have to definitely know that you know that you know. And the only way that you can do that is through proper assessment. You'll always be assessing when it comes to business. You have to do your due diligence, just to piggyback off of Victoria, but assessment is the main key. The first thing that you have to assess is you have to assess your business idea. Is it solving a problem? Right? Is it solving a problem? Because as the woman of God mentioned, you can have a hobby, and that's all it'll ever be if you can't get somebody to write you a check for it. It's just a hobby. It's not a business, and that's okay. But if you made the assessment that you want a viable business, then you have to first solve a problem. That's solving a problem is going to be your difference between a glorified job and generational wealth.
Okay. Y'all heard that. Can you solve a problem?
Yeah. Because we can always fund or set ourselves up to be in business doing the things that we're purposed to do, or that we are passionate about, right? That we like to do. And those things will end up being a glorified job. You know what I'm saying? Because you still work like a dog for yourself, but you're still only making certain ends meet. It never ever goes to the next level. But the moment you solve a problem, it sells itself. The service, the product, it sells itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing you have to assess. The second thing you have to assess is your why. Why are you going in business? Are you going in business because you've been watching somebody's coaching video and they're standing in front of Lamborghinis and they're standing in front of big houses and it looks good and it seems good and all you see is somebody's in and you haven't even started yet? What's your why? Because here it is, your why to always outweigh your will.
Ooh, say that again. Say that again.
It has to outweigh your will. Okay, your will to get up and do it. Your will to, when you got that letter from Department of Revenue saying they're gonna garnish your stuff because you never paid payroll taxes. Your why has to still push you when your will says, I'm tired today. I'm sick of it. I don't want to deal with anybody today. I don't want to go look at bills today. I don't want to talk to people today. What is your why? If your why is always defined and it's truly something that you care for and that you're that's important to you, it's gonna always outweigh your will. It's gonna push you out of the bed all the time. So you got your why is, and your why has to be defined and it has to be important to you. Otherwise, your will is gonna say, I'm tired. I'm not gonna do it. I changed my mind. Let me go pop back in. You know what I'm saying? The third thing, y'all, your purpose. You must know your purpose because here's the number one enemy in business, the number one enemy in ministry, the number one enemy in relationships, imposter syndrome.
Oh, I struggle with that so bad. Tell the people what it is, because I didn't even know what this was until like a year and a half ago, and I didn't have a name for it. So help the people out and tell them what that is, because I'm so, it's bad. Tell the people.
Real bad. It's real bad, and I didn't realize I was struggling with it. And here's the thing, D. Almost everybody's struggling with it. You know what I'm saying? It's that feeling of not believing or feeling like you belong where you are. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's your purpose to do it. You're good enough to do it. You're skilled enough to do it. That whether or not God really truly appointed me. You know what I'm saying? That's what struggling with that. Am I really the one? It can't be me. It's somebody else. You know what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, we serve an intentional God, a very, 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 very strong voice. I'll say it that way. In my life, said this to me yesterday. He said, you're chosen because God knows your end from your beginning.
Yes.
That's you're chosen. You're chosen because God already knows the end. He already knows what you choose. He already knows what you're going to do for him. He already knows what you represent for him. That's already defined. God knows your end from your beginning. So now he sets you in a place to match your end. But if you don't know your purpose in God, then you'll spend the time that you're supposed to be prepping for your end, that thing that God has called you to do. You'll spend your time wrestling with whether or not you're even supposed to be there.
Come on, help the people. You wrestling at the start line and God is already at the finish line.
He at the end. Listen. And we serve an intentional God. Even in this moment, did all them dreads. Even in this moment, God assigned those hairs, the number of hairs on your head.
Come on.
He didn't say, let me count how many hairs are in those braids that Stephanie has. He says, in this moment, Stephanie is so important to me. I need her to have X amount of hairs right now in this moment.
Look, down to the number.
Right? So God knows our ends from our beginning. So, so you have to, that is your number one enemy in every area of your life. It's going to be that imposter syndrome. Because if you ever realize who you are,
if you ever figure it out,
you ever identify with that which God breathed on you before you was even formed in your mother's womb, if you ever there.
Y'all need to type that in there. Look, if I ever.
You ever. So you have to be able to make those assessments to be able to define those things, because the enemy cannot take, it's the last thing I'm gonna say, y'all, because I didn't mean to preach, but the enemy anything from you. He cannot take your business from you. He can't take your vision from you. He can't take your family from you. He can't take your marriage or relationships. He can't take any of those things. But what he can do is sabotage you in your mind, and you take it from yourself.
Come on, help the people.
You have to always make those assessments, and those are very important and mandatory and not optional assessments that you have to make when it comes down to just the foundation of getting started. Because again, it ain't for the weak. It's not for the weak. And the battle starts right here.
In the mind.
My. You said something now, because I mean, when you are a preacher, you just can't help but to preach as the woman of God has come forth. But again, those were some amazing tips of reminding us about our assessment, about our why, and knowing our purpose. But as you being too a serialpreneur from, oh my God, from just being in ministry, from your home health care services, from Blueology to, you know, your real estate school to your real estate business. I mean, and the list goes on and on and on. The fact that you are birthing and walking into the purpose of what you know that God has called you to do in the earth. So there's somebody watching though right now, and they stuck. They stuck as to how they can do it, why they should do it, or the assessment of what's your words of encouragement to them?
Find a circle, a new circle. Because evidently the circle that you're in, because here it is. I'm gonna tell you something. My circle, my close people, they're not impressed by me. And because they're not impressed by me, they'll let me know, and they have no problem telling me, girl, get up and wash your face. Or sis, listen, focus today.
What happened?
You're doing this and you're doing that, but you're not focused. You can't do everything. Right? You're pouring a little bit in too many glasses. Focus on one glass. That's what my circle consists of.
Focus on one glass.
Right. Focus on one glass at a time. Because if you don't, then it takes forever for all of your glasses to get full. You can have multiple glasses. That's fine. God may have called you to that, right? But until you get one baby built up enough to feed themselves, you need to still feed that baby. Before you pick up a new baby, right? You still got to feed that baby. So your circle matters. Your circle matters, and make sure that your circle are people that's going the direction you're going, or already are where you're trying to be. And you don't always be that smartest person in the room. Check that circle. And now here's the thing with that. We struggle with that. Because we struggle with ending. And my pastor said this about 2 weeks ago. He said endings are essential. Endings are essential. And they're not always evil. They're essential. You can't get to, he said it, I'm quoting him, Pastor Darius Daniels. You cannot get to adulthood until essence ends. Right? Yeah. So sometimes you got to end some stuff with some people that was last season. You know what I'm saying? That was the last chapter. You got to be able to move on to the next and make sure your new circle is intentional and they're pushing you in that direction, because whether you want to accept it or not, you'll never be stronger than your circle. You'll never.
And that was one of the things I was going to bring up from Miss Victoria Wharton. We're going to bring her back because we all got to get on here. Look, is she killing it, Victoria?
I know. But wait, we got to go ahead and plug though, Tracie, because there's somebody watching. Go ahead and give them though. How can they reach out to you? How can they connect with you as well?
Listen, I'm on every platform as I am Tracie J. That's Tracie. I am Tracie J. I am the Build-Her-Ologist. My website is www.iamtraciej.com. Just connect with me on every platform. I'm there, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm working on Snap, but I'm growing. But if there is a social media platform, you will always find me at I am Tracie J.
All right.
I love it.
Listen.
Well, ladies, I mean, this has been an absolutely amazing collaboration on this Move Around Monday. So welcome everybody. For those of you that are here, I think we should do a pause for the calls. Let's do a roll call, Prosperity Doula, real quick as we're shouting out everybody. Because ladies, as we're preparing for this roll call, I want you to be thinking about your final words of encouragement. But again, for what you both have brought to the platform this morning, those are some real gems, some right nows that people can apply, not only just to themselves, but personally, spiritually, relationally, and also in business. Can y'all show some love in the comments, though, too, for I am Tracie J? Get it right. Showing love also for our featured guest, Miss Victoria Wharton. We appreciate you. Who we got on the roll call this morning?
Listen, good morning. Listen, I want to thank y'all for rocking with us. For those of you who are jumping in our inbox when we was out Thursday and Friday, like, where y'all at? So thank you for your faithfulness and watching us. Good morning, Deidre. Big sister Deidre is on here. She said, welcome back, Queens. We love you so much. Little sister's on here. What's up, India? Good morning. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day at work. If you're on your way, may God grant you traveling grace. I don't know Facebook user, but Facebook user said abundant rising, Queen. So thank you. You know, if your page is private or something, it's going to show up as Facebook user. But look, we just want to acknowledge you, Facebook user. Like Pamela Jean Hill, good morning. Good morning. Angela Brooks Thorpe, good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Who else we got on here? I think Miss Gwen is on here. Miss Linda Metters. And then look, they are enjoying it this morning. They have been enjoying it. They have been giving y'all all kind of love. Good morning, Miss Ernell. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in this morning. I think we got everybody. If I miss somebody, look, charge it to my head and not my heart. You know we love y'all. And thank you for tuning in with us on this morning. Listen, has this not been a blessing? Okay, I've been blessed, double blessed by these ladies on this morning. I had met Miss Tracie. This is a sister of mine. Okay, I had never met Miss Victoria, but she is also, as of this moment, a sister of mine. Okay, so we are we your circle as sisters. We're your circle this morning, coming on here to tell you, look, whatever it is, you can do it, and you are your best bet. Girl, woman, man, whoever is watching, you are your best bet. Bet on you. Do it. Step out, leap out by faith with order, though. They done told you, just don't go get an EIN and think that's that. Okay, check your circle. Okay, that was one of the things that both these powerful ladies said that is obviously important, because you know what? You don't need no dream killers around you. You don't need nobody casting doubt on you saying, oh, you sure you want to do that? You don't need nobody around you talking about, well, you got enough money for that? You don't need nobody around you. You need to get some people around you to say, go, go, go. I'm actually somewhat of a procrastinator, and it's because of that imposter syndrome that I deal with. So I will have great ideas sitting on the back burner for 1, 2, 3. It's Stephanie to tell you, Miss Jazzy, I have stuff sitting for 1, 2, 3 years talking about I'm about to do something. And don't get mad if somebody jumped out with it and you didn't have it in a notebook somewhere for 2 years and somebody done jumped out with it in 2022. This didn't happen to me before, and I'm sure it's didn't happen to some of y'all. Oh, let me tell you something else that didn't happen to me. And before I say this, let me just put Boquisha and tell Boquisha to keep your ass in the box. Now, for y'all who I done told y'all that we love God around here, but this ain't church. So I love Jesus, but I cuss a little bit. I done told y'all that, so don't get in y'all feelings when I say what I gotta say, and I gotta put a disclosure out here in advance to tell Boquisha to keep her ass in the box. Now, if y'all don't know who Boquisha is,
y'all gotta know who Boquisha is first. Y'all gotta know who Boquisha is first. That's my unruly, unsaved side, and she will cuss your ass out. Some of y'all never met her before. That part.
So before I say this, I want to tell Boquisha to stay her tail underneath the power of the anointing of the Holy Spirit and to sit down somewhere and just listen and watch the show like every damn body else, Bo. Okay? So this is what I want to say. Another thing about that circle that you got to be careful about is sharing your vision with the wrong people. I have made this mistake. I see you, Bo. Sit down, Bo. I have made this mistake of collaborating with people on a vision that I had written the vision and listen, this is going to be for somebody right now. She ain't over this thing yet. She is not over this thing yet. This thing still vexes her to this day. I had written the vision and made it completely plain. I mean, for those of you who know me in the design, graphics, and business world, who's worked with me, I am exhaustive when it comes to things that I do. I am very detailed and meticulous, especially when it comes to my own stuff. And I had drafted out an entire course curriculum with incentives semester by semester, and got in a group of people and thinking that we were going to build together. Bo, I see you, Bo. I tell you what, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke you now.
I'm on mute.
And gotten in with a rebuke of people thinking we're going to collaborate and all this stuff. And they were talking as if they was bringing so much to the table, okay, and didn't have but one piece of paper. of something to bring to the table. I had an entire course outlined. I'm very, I'm not going to say what they did with the information. I'm going to say allegedly. But what I know is I had to cut that whole thing off. I had cut the whole thing off and had to just basically sever. And the person that was a friend is now an associate that I keep at arm's distance because I could not trust my vision with this person. And I'm pretty sure they are now teaching some or all of my curriculum that I completed.
All love it.
Bo, what I say, Bo. And so, good morning, King JX. We're gonna have him on Thursday night at 9:00 p.m. That's y'all ain't gonna want to miss that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, listen. So this is what I'm saying about that circle. Not only is it important to have people around you that are pushing for you and praying for you. Make sure you don't have anybody in your circle that is also pushing you, but praying on you because of what you have, what you bring to the table. And sometimes, and this is part of that imposter syndrome, not knowing the value of what you bring to the table, and the people that's praying on you does see the value of what you're bringing to the table and take that and run off with it because you don't see the value of what you brought to the table. I'm trying to help somebody because I've been through it. You stay over there in that box, Bo. I've been through it to know that you have to be so careful, not only to have people in your circle that are pushing you, praying for you, and all that, and working with you, but also to make sure who you have in your circle is as important as who you don't have. Let me say that again. Who you don't have in your circle is just as important as who you do have in your circle. Miss Deidre said you should have let Boquisha tag that as no, because Boquisha will go off and it's hard to reel her in, and people would be done missed the message. She done went on a tirade, and the Holy Ghost be done ran out the back door. All this needs to sit down. But you got to be careful. Miss Tracie, Miss Victoria, can you identify with that? And am I telling the truth?
Can I jump in here first because see, it's boiling. It's boiling. Okay. See, here it is, and I'm gonna say this in the most humblest, most sweetest way I can. Right? This two scenarios like this is also what separates us from being small business and mom and pop. Because honestly, not only because you realize this after a while in doing business, you realize not only do you need to focus on your circle, but you need to focus on your staff. As in, who are my legal people? Because see, before that should have happened, some confidentiality agreement should have went out. Because see,
hold on. Look, Bo had to get up and leave again. How about we sent them out? Hold on, I gotta stop you. One second. How about and then don't forget your thought. Bo, come back and sit down, Bo.
Listen, her sister done showed up, Miss Two.
How about we sent them out, and the one other party that was trustworthy sent it back, and this one never sent it back, and I still went forward even though they never sent the NDA back.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. No,
I'm thinking, they just didn't get to it. That I was being naive about it. No, they on purpose did not sign that.
They purposely would not have been in that call. Let me tell you something. My uncle, my mama's sister's husband, my uncle sent me a confidentiality agreement one time. Listen, we on a regular phone call. This is my blood uncle, honey. We are on a regular conversation, but it was something so big and something so important. He said, listen, I'm just this business. So let me send this to you because you got to protect your intellectual property. You got them. And you have to value it enough to know that it is valuable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wanted to put that pin right there. But Victoria, go ahead, Uncle. See, I'll keep talking.
Okay. And so just to kind of piggyback off of what you're talking about. So one thing is to make sure you have protection. And it's exactly what you were saying. That confidentiality agreement, that's everything. From start to finish, even the non-compete agreements, all of that stuff straight from the beginning, before even indulging in conversation with people to make sure you back that up. And just to kind of jump with this, this is something I shared yesterday, is just shut up, Joseph. You know, when we look at the word with Joseph in his dreams, you know, we be talking too much and we be sharing stuff with people and we think they have our best interests. Not everybody has our best interests. They already feel some type of way of whatever, but they're so focused on you and what you got going on. That's something totally different. We don't have time to be focused on haters, because once you start tapping into that vision, that's what you're going to have time for. And if anything else holds you back, it's going to be you. So protect yourself. Circle.
Look, you know what, y'all, and this is logistical, and I probably should have said it when I was when it was my time before, but just because this is kind of tied into that, this is very logistical. One of my major expenses right now, one of my main expenses, probably I've spent the most on in business, and I'm just now doing it, trademarking. Trademarking. And this is kind of sidebar, but trademark your name, trademark your children's names, trademark your business ideas, your thoughts. Even if you've not moved on it yet, go ahead and get those websites, get those websites, but trademark your copyright your intellectual ideas, and trademark your brand. Trademark that. But websites, go ahead and get your name. Go ahead and get your business, your vision, whatever that is, your baby's names. I was talking to my business consultant, and he said that a friend of his went and bought the website to Ja Morant when Ja was in like the 9th grade. He went and bought his website for his name. He went and bought it, right? So now you see where he is now. They bought that from him.
Wow.
Good penny. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, trademarking and copywriting is something that I'm having to go back and do. But it's my biggest expense right now, because it's my most important one. Because if you don't own the rights to it, it's not yours. It's available to anybody.
That's true.
Here is
listen, here go Miss Jazzy is back in the building. Listen, for those of you that have been rolling with us, we ain't got enough time, y'all. We don't have enough time. We might have to bring y'all back again. Maybe we got to premiere this again later this evening. You just never know. But we appreciate each and every one of you for rolling with us for this hour with Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Doula live for this move around Mondays, because again, our goal and desire is that we're going to be able to drop some gems, some nuggets, some wisdom, some experiences, just things that can be applied in your life that you can just immediately be able to impact your life and those of others. So my words would be this: look, don't procrastinate. I'm one that I'd be like, let's do it. Look, we can do it right now. I am that risk taker. You know, our Prosperity Doula, she want to plan like 4-6 months out the road. I said, no, we can do it in 3 days. So at the end of the day, listen, just do it, right? You have the bandwidth, you have the resources. You know, our dream, they always say our dreams is bigger than our bank account. Well, count it all joy and get it done, sis. Get it done, bruh. And King J.A., you better stop flirting with me as a single woman on this show, talking about how good I look now.
King J better wait till Thursday. Sit down, King J, and hold your seat. Wait your turn. But listen, my final words is know your worth. Know your worth. I'm gonna say this real quick. We really running out of time, but I'm gonna say this real quick. Not only did that situation happen that I told y'all about, I'm in litigation right now with a major cybersecurity company about 9 months worth of work I did for them and did not have a contract in place. I had a promise in place and not a. There she go. Look, Bo have left the building again. I'm in litigation right now, suing them for $75,000. Listen, they're going to have to settle with me. Y'all touch and agree with me in the realm right now that that's going to be a settlement. But Stephanie knows about, I don't share this stuff. I'm not one of those folks who get on Facebook and whine about stuff. But I'm not going to make it their fault. You know what? Because it's a corporation. And if they can get over, they will. What I'm going to say is it's my fault for not knowing what I'm worth. And when you don't know what you're worth, you don't put these systems and structures and protections and layers of protection in place around your value because you don't know your value. But I'm learning quickly. what I'm worth. We had got some mentors through Village Launch. Shout out to Village Launch and Village and Mill Hill Ministries and all that. And that just told us, came through and said, like, your pricing is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What are you charging? What are you doing? And they came in and told us, and they wanted to put $1,000 on top of everything. And that shook me and that bothered me. But let me tell you why it bothered me, because that imposter syndrome. And I wasn't comfortable receiving what I'm worth. Y'all, we need to overcome that. We need some divine deliverance in Jesus' name. Okay. So my word to all y'all that's listening on here today and that may come back and listen to this later. It is very important that you, first of all, above all else and anyone else, know what you are worth. For so many reasons, on so many levels, because not knowing what you are worth, it won't cost you this contract or that contract or this lawsuit or a whole entire doggone damn curriculum like it cost me. It may cost you your livelihood and your legacy. This is your legacy. God is giving you ideas, visions, plans, dreams for your legacy, for your children's children. Who knows if that curriculum couldn't pay for my daughter's college education in the next 10 years. And now it's in somebody's hands. I still own it, but it's in their hands. But let me give you a word of encouragement as we head on out the door. What God gave you, okay, cannot be as blessed, nor as prosperous, nor as awesome or wonderful in somebody else's hands. That's why David did not put on the other people's armor, okay? Because he's like, I can't fit this. It ain't working for me. So whatever they're doing with what they got from me ain't going to do it what I'm going to do with it when I do it. Just know that. So if you had a misstep like I did, just know that you got time to make it right with you. Get your together, okay? Get on track, write the vision, make it plain, pick it back up, go get that notebook, go get that binder, go get that file that's on your computer collecting dust of that vision God gave you last year, and let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, Victoria. What's your last words of encouragement? Last words, Victoria.
My last words of encouragement will be is just to get up and do it. Find you a coach, find you a mentor, somebody that can help you along your path, along your way. Shut out all negativity, reposition your mind, position your mind, just go after everything that God has for you and hush and be quiet.
And you got two coaches on the live right now. Get with them.
Yeah, that's right. And how can people reach out to you again, Victoria?
Once again, my website is thelabtrain.com. thelabtrain.com. And my 800 number is 888-484-BOSS. 888-484-BOSS.
Thank you so much, Victoria. We love you. All right. I am Tracie J. Your final words of encouragement for the people on this Move Around Monday.
Listen, we've been hearing the same theme over and over and over, and the Holy Spirit will have me to remind the people that when we write the vision and make it plain, the vision that Habakkuk wrote was the vision that God gave him. Make sure you know that vision has to be the vision that God gave him, because God is only accountable to his word. He's only accountable to his word. That's the only thing he's accountable to. And he's not accountable, here it is, to your misinterpretation of it. So you got
I might have had to get up on that. He ain't accountable to your misinterpretation.
I'm going to say it because I'm going to say it here. I'm going to say it in your inbox. Start doing business with your head and not your heart, D. Because you got a big heart and you do everything with your heart. You got to stop that in this season. I ain't no heart stuff. I'm just teasing. We do use our heart, but we got to use our head first. Because listen, you're going to do both. You're going to do both. Your head.
Pray for. How, again, I am Tracie J. How can they reach out to you, ma'am?
Every single social media platform. You can reach me at I am Tracie J. TRACIEJ. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. www.iamtraciej.com. Listen, go get the book. I got it. It's on Amazon. You can get it from me. But go get the book.
Go get the book, y'all. Go get the book.
Yes. Y'all show love.
Thank you,
I am Tracie J. It has been phenomenal for this Move Around Mondays with yours truly, Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Duo. Y'all can find us on all social media platforms as well. We want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as like and share our Facebook page. Miss Jazzy and the Prosperity Duo live. Y'all know tomorrow's Turn Up with Top for Tuesday. So it's all things Tava. I mean, I don't know. This is the most I done ever got up. I was like, woo, thank you for the growth, but we didn't show up. I had to walk off.
Look, all right, Voquisha. But listen, it was wonderful to start the week off with y'all. I hope we gave you something that you could use on this day. Thank you to Miss Victoria Wharton with the Boss Culture Network. Thank you for the Tracie J, the Build-Her-Ologist herself. Y'all heard it. Y'all need a coach. Y'all need to get with them. You didn't get the information. You need to rewind that track back and look at that scroll at the bottom when they were talking. We had their information on there. Get with these powerhouses. Get you some stuff done. Get that vision written out. Make the plan. Run with it. Okay, let's go. We out. Have a wonderful week.
Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday.
Make it great. Move around. Make some moves, y'all. All right. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. We'll see y'all.